Big Dog Diary 255. The necessity of the social aspect of entrepreneurship. I really felt that today when I was talking to my homie Benny. That was a much needed call, understanding that we're on the same boat. In our 20s as peers, we're pretty much on the same boat. So basically, one thing that I've noticed is that, talking is very necessary because feeling alone comes easily. Negative thoughts, a neurotic sense of approach to things, or mind state rather, is very, very easy to be engulfed by, which is one thing that I've been aiming to avoid, especially because I've been alone a lot lately. Alone, not lonely. So with that being said, there's far less talking and chitter-chatter about this is what's happening. And in all honesty, I've been avoiding the whole talking aspect of entrepreneurship. Yeah, it's kind of redundant after a while. And I've been focused more on actions. But one thing that I've noticed within this process of actions, which is always a process of self-actualization somewhere, somehow, it's a reflection of self, especially when you're constantly confronted by your value and working on it. I noticed that I have a tendency of getting into a negative mind state when I'm alone and in solitude, but when I'm with people, it is far easier to give this presence of confidence, sternness, the positive aspect of this journey, and never really the perspective of when I'm alone, which is a sense of anxiousness, at times depression, at times uncertainty. It's paralyzing, It's very paralyzing. So from the chat earlier, I noticed that talking is necessary. Hence, I'm recording this Big Dog Diary and fulfilling this narrative constantly. Especially when I notice that things are going south, or there's a certain narrative that I need to articulate, that I need to bring to life, that I need to direct my attention towards. Because one thing that I've noticed about all of this and what's going on is that a decision needs to be made. Which side do you stand on? Are you going to be affected by the conditions of COVID, or are you just going to get your money? Are you going to accomplish your vision? Are you going to bring value? Are you going to bring change? By all and any means necessary. Are you going to focus on what you need to focus on, accomplish what you need to accomplish? Or is all just for naught? So in all honesty, it's a decision that I've made to succeed, accomplish my goals, and win. So with that being said, here we are, recording 255, a testament to this narrative. I guess I'm going to treat this with the same approach that I have and get into the same mind state that I have when I talk to people, because at the end of the day, that is it. Because I've noticed that it's such a beautiful mind state. It's such a beautiful articulation about what's happening and how a young person should approach life. So with that being said, I've noticed as of late that it is so easy to not stay grounded. I've been getting orders. I've run promotions, I've done some work, and the ball is rolling. And I've noticed that for some reason, it's just not enough, which is very unproductive because, somewhere along, the anxiety, the paralysis, the uncertainty creeps in. An hour turns to a day. You know, there's some sort of torment to that. And I guess this is how mental illness creeps within men because of this anxiety, you know, this burden of performance, constantly working on your value and having it reflected to you and being like, damn, I am not who I want to be. So, with that being said, I've seen it, I've felt it, and it's something that I aim to get out of, but I noticed, those two extremes sometimes might just foreshadow a very, very, very toxic state or destructive state of being, especially if I always switch between these two modes, of the great positive narrative when I'm amongst people, but when I'm alone, of this jaded, doubting, personal image that isn't good. That isn't good. One thing that I definitely do recognize is the beauty of my positioning, having a business, working on it, making money, having traction, having a customer base, all these endless possibilities of which move to make next. It is beautiful, but at the same time, I've noticed that, all these options at the same time could really paralyze one, especially if I don't choose what it is that I'm going to do and follow through with, or somewhere along the line switch up. And I guess I caught up in that negative aspect. But one thing that I do want to do is transition to a definite force of action, which is very value based. And I guess the best that I can do that I've noticed, or that I am noticing as I speak through this therapeutic session of Big Dog Diaries, is to deal with every single order as it comes. Deal with every single order as it comes. Obviously, accomplish what it is that I see as fitting to do next, which is a lot of things. Touch base with customers, definitely, but somewhere along the lines, find the best value-based cash flow, expand my team, and then expand onto all these other operations. But one thing that I notice is, first, one order at a time. So that being said, thank you for coming to my Big Dog Diaries. To be honest, I really do believe that everything is going as planned. It's just my mind state. And that's the only battle. Now I understand how it is that a person can become their worst enemy. But hey, that's the beauty of it. Conquering and mastering self. Thank you.